When you're thinking about media, it's not
Yeah.
just a sales play, right? There's a credibility play, there's an awareness play, and there's a sales play. So depending
Mhm.
on your selling season and what you're doing depends what works for you.
Hey, everyone. Welcome back to the podcast. I am so excited to have an incredible guest here with us today. Beth Nydick, how are you, my friend?
I'm so good, babe. I'm so good. I'm so excited to talk about this stuff with you. I think, your differentiator in the space and like being the direct seller, I think it's a conversation that your people aren't thinking about.
Yeah.
They're not thinking about using media and how we really show up in the media and how it actually affects their business. So I know that we're going to help a lot of people today.
We are going to help a lot of people today. And I feel like my audience in particular, like they have this love-hate relationship with social media. Like we know we need to be showing up on social, we need to be doing that. But I think we're always looking for other ideas of how to get that visibility. So visibility is the word of the day. But before we go there, a little rapid fire just to kind
Okay.
of get the convo going. One word to describe your personality.
Jersey.
It's like a Jersey. I like it. I like it.
So true.
So good. Okay. What's a TV show or moment from your career that you'll never forget? Because you have quite the background.
One of the moments was walking into the green room and Tom Cruise is sitting on the floor. And I was like, Mr. Cruise, we got 3 minutes. And he looked up at me and he went, okay. And I just stood there, like staring at him until his manager was like, oh, he'll be ready. Come back. And I was like, oh.
Like, can I just stand here with you?
I was
Sit
like,
with you on the floor?
and like looking down at him. It was really fun.
That's incredible. And I feel like there's more stories where that came from. I'm like, that didn't happen. I need more. Okay. What's your favorite social platform to hang out on?
Real life is my favorite social platform. In-person networking events is my favorite social
In-person networking
platform.
events.
Actually,
Perfect.
the Path Train is one of my favorite social things because I'm from North Jersey, not South Jersey because that's a different country. But in North Jersey, we talk to each other. I know in California it's not the same thing either. But like I was on the train recently and this woman and I started talking and we walked last week. Like I talked to her, like now I text her all the time.
Like a real friend.
Like a real person that I met on the train. That's in corporate. It's not like we have nothing, we don't have a lot in common, but we just had a good time talking together. It's great.
That is super cool. Okay, so I lived in DC for a couple months in college, and I feel like nobody talked to anyone on the train. It was like I'm kind of SoCal casual combo girl over here, and nobody engaged with anyone. So it was different.
That's so
different
funny.
day.
Yes, for sure.
Okay, well, let's hear your story a little bit. How did you get into doing what you do? What's a little bit of your background? Who do you serve? Give us the intro.
So I'm going to take you back to March 1994, and I'm sitting in the audience at the Comedy Store right on Sunset Strip.
Okay.
Jay Leno is on stage, and he's making fun of my girlfriend and I. Who's from the East Coast? What are you girls doing in college? Like all this stuff. So afterwards, I wanted a signature. I wanted to, say hi to him, whatever. And he's like, hey, girlies, what's going on? And he goes, what are you going to do with your life? Because he had asked us what our majors were. And I said to him, you're going to work for me one day.
Oh,
he just went,
stop it.
Lots of balls. And he was like, okay, come see me tomorrow. And I ended up working at The Tonight Show from doing that, from opening my mouth.
Stop it.
And it really became a theme.
Come see me tomorrow.
Yeah. I was like, I'm looking for a job now. He's like, okay.
Oh my gosh.
I had balls. I said something to him.
Yeah.
He was like at the Comedy Store trying out material. It wasn't like, and he just happened to be there. But that's like a theme in my life. Years later, so I would say 2 years later, I was sitting in a bar in Hoboken and I turn around and the guy behind me is wearing a black t-shirt and says MTV Networks, like this small. And I go, do you work there? And he goes, yeah. And I go, I want a job there. He's like, actually, I work in HR. Come see me tomorrow.
Oh my
and I got a job in special services and worked on all the award shows and the movie awards and the music awards. So it really taught me how to open my mouth. and how to
Mhm.
really create the environment to enroll people in what I wanted to accomplish.
I love this. This is why we talk to people on the train.
That's why I talk to everybody. You know, you know, fast forward to 2015, I had this idea for a cocktail book. I had
Uh-huh.
seen out in LA that there were cocktails without all the crap in them. I was gonna curse, but without all the crap in them. And that wasn't happening in New York. But as you probably know, the food industry or the food trends kind of come across the country. So
Mhm.
I met this woman, Tara, at a health fair. And I was like, let's have coffee. And she was like, okay, like we can hang out, whatever. And she thought I was going to pitch her, like, let's do a detox together. And I was like, no, let's write a book and pitch it together.
Oh. Yeah.
That was 2016. 2017,
Okay.
we had a book deal and a book.
That's
So it's called Clean
incredible.
Cocktails, Righteous Recipe. Oh, I have one over here. Righteous
Yeah,
Recipes
let's
for the
see it.
Modern Mixologist.
Oh,
And
it's
it
so
was
pretty.
literally, yeah, it's and we had to art direct it. We had a really good time making it. But it really taught me like ideas are the currency and enrolling people around you and finding people that can help you do it. So what I do now is I help people really use the media for good or for themselves.
Mhm.
The thing that
Mhm.
bothers me the most is that when you get a great opportunity and you just squander it. You know, you've had
Yeah.
plenty of guests on here, I'm sure, that afterwards were like, "Oh my god." They didn't even look at the questions. They didn't even think about what they were going to say. So I really teach my audience what to say on podcasts and
Okay.
stages, how to say, what to say, when to say it, how to really communicate so someone listening actually goes and finds you. I always say, put down the socks because people are right, are usually doing laundry and
Holding
listening to
their
podcasts.
thoughts.
Right, if they can put down the socks and listen to you, that's my signature program. And then I help those digitally famous people actually get nationally known.
I love this. I love this. And I love that, like, you kind of get this audience too, right? Like, we don't,
Yeah,
I feel like when you're a social seller, you're a direct seller, you're a representative from a larger company. And I think many of our listeners are stepping into building their personal brand and
good.
getting their own visibility and not kind of just being this attachment to a parent
Right.
company. So they're starting to think about these things. I also think that the world of social media has changed a lot, even in the last, couple months, let alone a couple
Hmm.
years. So that nice, organic, juicy reach that we used to be able to get by just posting
Mm-mm.
a picture and all of a sudden people would flock to it has really declined, which has impacted so many social sellers' businesses. So people are starting to get a little creative. So I'd love to hear, where should we even be looking at or thinking about when it comes to getting visibility for the brand that we're building?
So let's talk because you mentioned social media. Let's talk about
Yeah.
Instagram. One of
Yeah.
the things that when I'm looking at a brand on Instagram, and like you said, right, they're bigger of a large company, but what is the ethos? What is the culture around their offer? What is the culture that you've created through your social media, the look, the feel, the content of it? So I want to be a part of that world.
Mhm.
Not only the big space of the world, but that world. And then how are you creating content to that? One of the things that's come up recently in the entertainment industry are micro dramas. Have you heard about these?
Oh, kind of, but you tell us more.
Yeah.
Tell us more.
So essentially, it came out of Asia, and essentially, it was like a romantic comedy in 90 seconds or a thriller in 90 seconds, but it's a part of a larger show. So you would have like a 40-minute show, but it's made up of 40 little or less than 40. I can't do
Yes.
math.
Yeah.
Those little micro dramas. So I have my own talk show called Digital After Dark. It's a late night talk show. And how we create the cultural environment is we do green room micro drama. So whoever is a guest, I write a script and we act it out. It's campy, it's silly, it's funny. I have a new one coming out next month, but it's just something that's so different that people haven't seen before because it's
Yeah.
not a reel. It's an
Uh-huh.
actual like mini episode of the series of episodes that make up the promotion for my product. And that product is the show. So thinking
That's
about your
creative.
product and how you
Yeah.
can create a world around that product because you can have a world that's cool, you can have a world that's
Mhm.
nerdy, you can have a world that's about rainbows and effing unicorns or about, dirt and soccer
Sure.
balls, whatever it
Yeah.
is, but thinking about how you are creating that environment that I want to be a part of and not just the benefits or the pain points that the
Yeah.
marketing people tell us to do. Because media and marketing are two very separate things. And unfortunately, a
Mhm.
lot of people in our audience think it's the same.
Okay, so I have like a 40,000 more questions. But
Okay.
let's go there first. Difference between media and marketing. How do you differentiate the two?
Okay. So for me, marketing is your pain points, right? The advantages and disadvantages of your product. Media is how you make me feel. It's really as simple as that. By somebody listening to us already knows if they hate me or they like me. 100%. If they're in on Beth or they're not in on Beth. Yeah. Well, it's usually what happens, so it's fine. But I make people feel a certain way by listening to me. I hope I scare some people. Like, oh my God, that's really scary, but I'm going to go try that. You know, I make people like, okay, that's not for me. And other people are like, F yeah, let's go.
Right.
So when you think about when you watch the media, I think the easiest way to really think about this, if you're not savvy in media, is think about morning talk shows like Today Show, Good Morning America, and a celebrity comes on and talks about their product or talks about their movie. It's very little about the movie, but it's a lot about the experience and how you make them feel. We all love Hugh Jackman, even though he's a nasty boy. We still love him.
I love that. I love it. Okay, so visibility, we have social media, right? And like, I love this example of like getting creative and doing some other things. Is it crazy for direct sellers, social sellers to be looking at like various media outlets to be featured in? Or where would you even start with that? Or are we totally out of our league here in this?
When you're creating your personal brand, because I always think about this way too, Beb, is like, I'm selling this today, but I could be selling this tomorrow.
Yeah.
But the ethos of what you're about. So what is the top line that your brand is about? Not necessarily the product, but the product should fit under that brand. But what are you about? And how can you serve a different audience? A podcast audience talking about that. A TV, everyone's got a local TV show. I started at my high school's television station.
Yeah.
Like legit, making dinner on TV. That's how I started. But where can you show up that your audience will be? And it doesn't matter where it is, but it's how you're communicating what you're about. And it does go back to that brand. What's the culture I want to be a part of? Right? Anyone that knows me or follows me knows we're not going to like wear stilettos and short skirts. That's not my ethos. So what's your ethos? What are you about? And how can you create the environment for me to understand that and me to want to be about that? Because when it comes down to it, if you're in on me, it actually doesn't matter what I'm selling.
Yeah. Yeah. So good. All right, a little real talk. If your business lives on social media, you don't own it. Oh My High gives direct sellers a real website that's actually yours. Your links, your content, your personal brand, your email list. Not a replicated page that looks like everyone else's. We built it specifically for people just like you. There's no tech skills required. And as a podcast listener, get a free Capture and Convert homepage when you get started today. Visit the link in the show notes for the promo code or check it out over at ohmyhigh.com. Now, back to the episode. Well, I think so often, like the customer journey into a social selling journey for many is, I did find a product. I love this product. I love this lipstick. I love this skincare. I love these meal prep kits. This is what I love. So I'm going to go on social media and I'm going to talk about those products. But I think what I'm hearing from you is actually like reversing that and kind of thinking, wait, yes, like people like you, therefore they're going to be interested in that product. But it's not really about the product or the brand that you're representing, because like you said, you could be selling something totally different a couple weeks from now. It's the brand that you've developed, that personal brand, and how you're showing up and connecting with people there.
Essentially, let's talk about the lipstick. My lipstick, I don't even know what brand this is not different.
You know we podcast when we keep lipstick on our desk.
So like if you give me a world.
I have another pair of earrings.
Lipstick and earrings. Right. If you can create a world for me where this is the lipstick I need, then I'm going to buy your lipstick. But if you create a world for me that no matter what product you offer me, I get to be a part of that world, then I'm going to buy all your products. Because we're very product focused, right? And that does work. But for longevity, I think it's creating that personal brand where I'm buying your lipstick, your earrings, your perfume, and all the other stuff you're offering. Like there's a couple of social sellers that like, yes, Amazon link, got it. Like There's an older woman, her name's Carolyn. She's like a stylist. She was blonde. She wears like a lot of necklaces. I just love everything she puts out. So I just buy her stuff.
You just trust it. And you're like, I'll get the lipstick because Carolyn said so. I'm going to get the
Right,
earrings
it's the
because Carolyn
trust.
said so.
Yeah, there's a
Yeah.
beautiful influencer that I love. Her name is Jen Polt. She's Glossed World. Her skin is always so dewy. It's just like the most beautiful. I want to be like Jen. I don't even know what it doesn't matter what the product is. But Jen's showing me how she uses it, when she uses it, when it works, when it doesn't. She's showing me all the stuff.
Right.
But I want to be a part of Jen's world. And Jen has characters. And she's from Jersey. I know. It's probably why I like her. But she pretends to be this woman. I forget the name, but like Aunt somebody. And she wears little black dresses and talks about the products and clothes and all. It's just so much fun that when she comes across, I'm watching her stuff and I'm buying it.
Yeah. Well, and I think the other part of what I'm hearing you say too is there's a level of entertainment involved. Like in these different examples, like it is entertaining. It's like, oh, I'm going to keep watching because there's these characters or there's these mini-sodes or there's various things that are keeping me engaged and entertaining me. And that's part of what's developing that personal brand. So what do you think on that? Like if you're a social seller listening right now and you're thinking like, what is my thing? Like, how do I entertain people or how do I engage people? Where would they even begin thinking about it? Yeah.
I would think about, what do you drink in the morning? I get more DMs about me making matcha lattes in the morning than or my hair. Sometimes I'm like, I should be a hair influencer.
Yeah. What product are you using?
Exactly. My God, your hair's gotten so long. What's going on with it, right? It's because I feel like, and not just for social sellers or direct sellers or even entrepreneurs and digital service providers, we all need to be digital personalities. I call them media personalities. Because as our industry is changing, it's really about who you are and the culture you've created for your ethos. So if you're really just stuck on buy this, buy this, buy this, buy this, it's not going to cut the noise. AI is making too much slop. That if you're not different and you're not real, so many people came into our industry in the last 5 years, but so many people are going to be exiting it in the next 2 years if they don't have a real expertise, a real point of view, and actually something to say.
Yeah. Yes. Love this. Love this. Okay. So back to the media side of things, what kind of media opportunities should we be looking at or going after? And what would not really be worth anyone's time?
It depends on what you're doing, right? So if you have, and there's all different ways to do this. I have a friend who has a very local audience. She does in-person events. She does online stuff. So for her, doing local TV makes a lot of sense.
Yep.
Right? Somebody like me, I want to do national. So I want to do all the podcasts that talk to my people, all the stages that talk to my people. And I'd like 1 or 2 mainstream media pieces a year.
Okay.
Because when you're thinking about media, it's not just a sales play, right? There's a credibility play, there's an awareness play, and there's a sales play. So depending on your selling season and what you're doing, depends what works for you. That's the question I get a lot, like, what should I be doing? It's like, what does your audience need to see you do? A lot of times people are like, well, I want to be in Forbes. I'm like, wait a minute. Does your audience read that? Do they think that that's exciting? Right? Is there a direct, I'm sure there's a direct seller magazine. Would that be the people you need to be in front of? You do, but not the people who are selling lipstick. Right? Go be in Pop Sugar or Pure Wow. Go be the place that your people are watching and find credible. I am a TV girl. Put me on live TV. I'm the happiest. But if you're like, Beth, I am not going on TV. Great. What platforms make you feel comfortable and that you actually pitch to get on? Because it's great to talk about it, but if you're not trying to actually get on it. And then the back end of that question is like, then what do you do once you get there? How do you really explain who you are, what you're about, without being like, I help, because die. Like you just want to die. One of my signature moves I was like, let's talk about 1994.
Yeah.
That's what I teach my clients. Drop me into a moment in your life so I understand your culture, your ethos, and who you are. I keep saying it because that's the basic truth. We try to complicate everything. And when I work with like 8, 9, and 10-figure business owners, they're like, the more boring your business, Beth, the more money you make.
Yeah.
It's like, that's the missing piece. Because we think we need to do all these fancy things. It's just foundational. That's what we need to be doing.
I love that. I love that. So good. What do we need to have in place before we even get to that point that we can pitch people or we can get a chance to be on local TV or get a chance to be featured in that magazine or on that stage? Somebody's just stepping into this and thinking, okay, first of all, yes, I am a social seller. I am a direct seller. I am a small business owner. I'm working on building my personal brand. I'm working on showing up and letting people know what I'm about beyond just my products. And then, like, what do we need? What do we need to have in place to get that kind of recognition?
You're going to hate this answer. Nothing. Nothing. Because when you start pitching, nothing is going to happen. So just start pitching. More often than not, it takes a couple tries. 7, 18 tries to get to something, right? Very rarely is it like, yes, come tomorrow. The only thing you need to have in place is somewhere to send people. And that could be your Instagram. It is not go find me on Instagram. It's, you know what, Becky, because you're so cute. I adore you so much. But like anyone that's listening that's really interested in really understanding what to say on a podcast, DM me the word Becky on Instagram. Like me while you're there. And I will send you something special I just send my podcast listeners.
Oh, hey, look
just
at
because
that.
I love you.
Practice what you preach here. I love it.
Exactly. Like that's another one of my moves. But I mean, it's everyone's like, I need to know what my messaging is. I need to know. Girl, guy, go test it. Stop just trying to. Claude's not going to give you the answer. What's going to give you the answer is getting in front of people, seeing what kind of response you get, seeing what happens after you're doing something. We're all waiting for like this big aha. The aha is trying. Did I know how to make a cocktail book? Did I know how to pitch to? Did I know how to get an agent? No, but I was like, I'll figure it out. We're smart people.
Yeah. No, 100%. And I love that you said that. I mean, I think it just takes us full circle back to like, I talked to the person on the train. I pitched myself, for a job. I saw a logo on a shirt and I was like, oh, hey, this is me. Like, hey, and I think it's just doing it and it's trying. And also recognizing that like, it's not always going to work out. And sometimes you're going to get ghosted. It's never going to
work out.
Sometimes people aren't going to respond to the email. But if you don't put yourself out there and you don't make that ask, like, what are we doing?
But if you're putting yourself out there and making that ask with the assumption that it's not going to happen, then there's no pressure.
Yeah. No pressure.
It just
is.
Gotta do it. Just got to do it. And over and over and over again. And that muscle creates the ambivalence to the outcome. Because when I pitch something or I try to do something, I actually just got an email this morning that I didn't get picked for the Tory Burch. I think I applied for like one of the cohorts for that kind of thing. I didn't get picked, but literally I was like, I didn't think I was going to get picked anyway, but I tried.
I tried. I
keep trying, and as you get farther into this, sometimes I do assume I'm going to win everything, but I'm also not attached to that either. So it's releasing that personal piece of it, because what we all decided to do is actually personal development on crack. Is how I always talk about entrepreneurship.
I think that's true. I think that's totally true.
It's very true. It's very true. It's very true. I put an eyelash in my eye so that we know universe is listening.
It's real life happening. Real life. Yes. Okay. I love this. What would you want somebody listening today to really like take away from this? So we want to just try. We want to just put us out there. We want to talk to people. We want to create this personal brand that people are drawn into beyond the product. But what's really going to help them get that visibility and get seen and get grown too.
I understand
we're all going to grown up here.
We're all going to grow a little bit because we're going to feel like, I'm going to say it this way. A lot of people are like, why me? And I'm like, why the F not you? When I'm up against something, and my kids are graduating college and I've told them this their entire lives. Like when I walk into a room, everybody wants to be my friend. When I'm pitching something, everybody wants me, but I'm not attached to that. So I want everybody listening, instead of asking themselves, why me? Ask yourself, why not me? And then it allows you the space to do all the things that you're scared to do because you've detached from the outcome. And I always think like in action, there's no room for the brain to be like, wait a minute, this is scary. Or wait a minute, this is going to be something else. But the biggest thing you can do is tell everybody what you want. The universe listens, your friends listen, but it's being from that space of why not me to actually make it happen. I'm a manifestor in human design. So
Yeah.
that's why that's my point of view. But I'll tell you a quick story. So
Yeah.
I was on the Drew Barrymore show in 2024.
Okay.
The way I got into the Drew Barrymore show is like I had been on the Tamron Hall show. The producer, I kept being his friend. He's super awesome. He's actually from the town I grew up in. I'm actually seeing him next week. He called me and said, "You're a foodie, correct?" And I said, "Yep." He goes, "Do you want to be on the Drew Barrymore show?" I said, "Yes." Not, "What is it? What do you need me to do?" What I ended up doing was eating bugs with Drew Barrymore. It's on my it's on my Instagram. But I was on the Drew Barrymore show. I have video of her saying, "Up next, our special guest, Beth Nydick." Did I care that I wasn't sitting on the couch with her? No, I got to be with her. I got to be in the room, and I got to share that example with my audience about continuing relationships and being a part of my journey. And being a part of my journey is being on national TV. That's part of the cultural ethos of my brand. You see how it all comes together?
It's all coming together, Beth. This is
It's on
so
purpose.
good.
It really is. There's a thought process here.
Yeah. No, I love this so much. Well, tell us, where can we find more about everything that you do and how to follow you? Where are we going to see the clip of you eating bugs? Tell us where to go next. Again, for the people that didn't hear it halfway through, where can we connect with you, learn more, and continue to follow you?
I love it. So you can find all the Drew Barrymore stuff on Instagram, but I'm Beth Nydick on all the platforms. Again, if you DM me the word Becky, I'll send you something special. I appreciate what your audience is accomplishing in their businesses. I appreciate how they are continuing to support industry and small business owners alike. I think it's really important that we continue to support each other in this digital craziness and the AI slop that we've created. So for everything we've talked about, we are all our own possibility of success. No one's coming to save us, but the more that we connect together is the better we'll all be.
Absolutely. Isn't that the truth? You heard it here first. Thank you so much, Beth. This was incredible. So honored to have you here on this episode, and I can't wait for everyone to listen. So thank you again.
Thank you.